I've never been to the USA. I don't know if you have, but recently I've been reading about a city called Texarkana. Strictly speaking, it's two cities because it straddles the state line between Texas and Arkansas. Inevitably, it has two police departments, two fire departments, two city councils, two mayors, issues with two approaches to things like the shared water system or subtly different state laws. But what's remarkable is this city is known for its unity. Each year there's an annual dinner on the State Line Avenue where hundreds of residents come together to celebrate that unity. And there's rivalry between the high schools from each state, and the churches get together several times a year in prayer, most recently in the news for prayer about the pandemic and the racial issues in America. Today's verse features Paul writing to the early church in Corinth. They were divided and they were quarrelling about subtly different things. But Paul calls them to oneness in mind and thought in this verse. Paul reminds them to focus on Jesus. Jesus was crucified for them. Jesus rose again for them. Jesus has won victory. Sometimes that can happen to us, that division. And the enemy loves it nothing more than when we're arguing amongst ourselves, when we're distracted from worshipping God, when we're taken away from proclaiming the good news to people yet to hear it. I think this verse reminds us today that it's important to focus on Jesus. We have everything in Jesus. In a recent thought for the day, Eleanor reminded us that it's only truly in Jesus that we find proper freedom and we find life in all its fullness. In chapter 2 of Philippians and in over 30 other places in the New Testament, there are verses about Jesus' character, his humility. I think that's a call for us today to be united in all the things that we have in common, to focus on what some people call the main and the plain, and not to become divided over small things at the fuzzy edges. May we go out today celebrating everything we have in common across the church, proclaiming the good news and carrying that message to all. And may God bless us in that today.